Switch. You know who wasn't alchemically changed into a shrimp cat? Where is it? Amazing Grace. Yeah. What? Anyway. Last time, we fucked up. We, tried to change the past and it didn't work. How long are you streaming today? How long are streaming today? I don't know. Depends. But thanks for the hydrate. And the stretch. If I spend 25, I mean, I guess. Actually, I didn't talk about Irasekai. I forgot to talk about it. I'm up to the first hate scene. So that just tells me that Tsukasa's route is almost it might almost be finished. Out streaming for 3 hours or 4 hours. I mean, I normally stream for 3 hours. Right? If I don't get tired. So, yeah. Anyway, we failed the time loop. So, we have to do it again. Do it third time lucky, right? Third time's the charm. Technically, I mean, it's the second time loop, but it's the third time experiencing everything. So, yeah. If I spend 25, will you do 4 hours total? I mean, yeah. And then it can go to my car repairs. Hooray! I fucking hate. Anyway, enough about my life problems. Let's just get into it, shall we? Yes. Let's do it all over again. Let's do this one last time. I'm going to do things a bit differently this time, taking what Yune told me into account. The most important thing is my search for hidden bombs, and surprisingly, I managed to stumble upon something very suspicious. Wait, really? Could this be the proof I need? The strange object was tucked away in a hidden space on the first floor of the third school building. The seemingly unassuming box becomes far more suspicious knowing what I do. Oh shit, it's the 11th already. I bring it to the only expert I know on the subject the following day. What the fuck? That looks like C4! Well, C4 wrapped in paper bag. Are you serious? I found it tucked away in one of the school buildings. It's not just the item itself that's suspicious. The box had been...
Happy Father's Day. Spend it looking at lowly hentai of daughter X dad.
Oh right, it is Father's Day in America, isn't it? Yeah, happy Dad Day. The box had been hidden away by a piece of white tape. Thanks for the 25 again. This with white tape, the same color as the wall, making it almost impossible for anyone to notice. The same explosive you use for your movies? I didn't know they... I didn't know that they would actually have plot... I mean, bombs. Like, excuse me? A bomb. Hearing Kirie speak those words was all I needed to know. I was on the right trail. How powerful do you think it is?
いや、こんな小さいもんとなると別に大した威力じゃないんじゃね?
So the explosion would be pretty small. Don't be stupid. There's no way.
まあ、私が作ったわけじゃないからな。それにこれ、起爆方法がわかんね。
There's more than one way.
いろいろあるんだよ。私はよく導火線は使うけど、それっぽいのは生えてないし。
So you recognize it?
そうだな。けど、かなり本格的なやつだぜ。これ作れんの、私とリリー先生くらいだと思ってたけどな。
What? Why does Sister Lily know? Why does Sister Lily know how to make bombs? Sister Lily. It's the last name I was expecting to hear.
うん。元になるブルーカの石鹸は基本的に店長の店で買ってるんだけど。
Sus. Yeah, listen, alright? Lily is a teacher, alright? And has access to the door in the art gallery. But I feel like they're leading I feel like it's leading too much into Sister Lily being the culprit. Right? This feels like a red herring. You brought it from Jack? To be fair, soap by itself isn't that dangerous. I don't know the first thing about turning bath bombs into actual bombs.
調合するときとかはリリー先生によく相談すんだ。量とか、それこそ起爆剤とかな。
Right. According to Kyrie, Sister Lily originally taught her how to make brookas, providing advice about the process the entire way. I feel like there should be some subjects that are off limits for students. Maybe stick to science next time.
それに、マジで石鹸だけで作れるもんでもねえし、それこそ危ねえから他人に教えたりしないけど。
Whoever made this seemed to know how to do it.
そうなるな。
At the very least, it doesn't look like it'll go off anytime soon.
起爆しない限りは。
Incidentally, can you make it snow by setting off your brookers?
はい？雪？
Maybe not snow, but something that looks like it.
中になんかパウダーでも仕込まれてるなら、それが飛び散るのはあるんじゃね？
Yeah, gunpowder. That must be it. I'd personally experienced this mysterious powdery snow-esque phenomenon multiple times. Mysterious flakes always appeared, seemingly for no reason, only for the wind to carry them away shortly after. Why doesn't he just open up the bomb and see what's inside, and hope that he doesn't trigger the explosion in his face? I don't even know if they're related or to anything important.
まあ、なんかそういう演出用のパーティーグッズとでも考えたら、そういうこともあるか。
No. That's not even close. This bomb is powerful enough to set an entire school ablaze.
はあ？なわけねえじゃん、こんなちっこいのに。
Well, you're probably right, but that doesn't make me feel any better.
校舎ぶっ壊すなんて、私が本気でやっても作れないぜ。それにこんなサイズじゃ、いくつ集めても大した威力になんねえけどな。
At any rate, what should we do with this?
どうすればいいって。
She grabs the brooker from my hand, as if I asked the dumbest question in the world. Yeah, what do you think she's gonna do? She's gonna set the fucking thing off.
やるしかねえだろ。
I told you. Wait, what if we end up with the same result? Same results.
同じ結果？
I just meant whether you set it off on purpose or not, it'll explode either way.
雪がどうこう言ってたじゃねえか。あんなの聞かされたら気になるぜ。
Just idle curiosity.
それに変な構造してるし、気になるんだよな。何を壊そっかな。
No, no, absolutely no. Why not? Shoo, you'll get your answers if it's the real bomb that set the school on fire. You would get your answers. I know that there's no way we'll get out of this unscathed. Kirie's knowledge of bombs far surpasses mine, but I've seen the horrific Christmas aftermath twice.
物は試しって言うだろ。
Exactly, it's for science. At least tell the teacher first. It seems natural to tell the teacher about a suspicious object found on school grounds. Considering Sister Lily knows her way around explosives, this should be simple enough.
じゃ、これは私が処理しとくぜ。
You're saying you're going to throw it away? Yeah.
ああ、もちろん。
She refuses to meet my gaze. You're not fooling anyone. This isn't a toy. We need to dispose of it properly.
わかってるって。
Yeah, you dispose of it by setting it off. She's her usual shady self. Despite knowing how dangerous these explosives can be, I have no choice but to hand it over. Shortly after.
爆弾ですか。
Shortly after, boom! Oh shit! The school's on fire! Yes, I found it after school. I explained how I found the device and about giving it to Kirie for safekeeping. Yeah, safekeeping.
なるほど。それは確かに有識事態。それにしても、キリエさんのものではないのですか？
It doesn't look like it. She didn't appear to be lying, but I know what a pro she is at acting, so that doesn't mean much. Still, knowing her, she'd probably own up to it.
ご報告ありがとうございます。他の先生方にも相談して、警戒を強めたいと思います。
I mean, look, to be fair, when he brought up the burger thing, right? She got pretty flustered about it. So what I think is that I don't know. Shouldn't know Sister Lily enough to be able to determine whether or not she'd fess up to placing a bomb in the school. Thanks. I'll keep looking in case there are more. Just like that, I have an excuse for a rather bizarre Easter egg hunt. It should be a piece of cake to find the rest, considering I know exactly which buildings are targeted for explosion. Two days later. Oh, never mind. 3 days later. Hey, Sakuya?
別にいいですけど、私の通ってたのは第一チベッタですが、大丈夫ですか？
Yeah, actually, could you show me where the second building is too? Figures. Alright. Once I talked my way into inside Saveta, which I don't even know how to get to, I quickly find what I'm looking for. With the cause of the explosions explained, I know what to do next. Damn, he's finding them quickly. Never mind. It's been 5 days since he found the second bomb. The source of the fires of these bombs planted everywhere. Knowing that, I can ramp up my investigation of the town. In most cases, cops can't expect a crime scene until after the crime's been committed, but I'm doing so in advance. It only took me 2 tries, but I finally landed some laudable results. Hey, Kyrie, I found another.
すげえな。これでもう何個目だ？
18. Excuse me? Yeah, no. Now that makes sense.
マジか。なんでそんなに？
The number of Brookers seems to match the space they're set in. They're not sensitive enough to explode on touch alone, so I've been using Kyrie's tools to carefully remove them one by one. Yeah, but you didn't need to carefully remove the first one.
他に隠されてそうな怪しい場所とかないのか？
This should be it.
全部ってどうしてわかるんだ？
Huh? Well, I just have a feeling.
まさかシュウ、お前自分で？
How would he be able to plant all of them? He wouldn't have been. He couldn't even get access to Sveta before he found the bombs. Of course not. You gotta believe me. Which is exactly what the guilty party would say in this situation.
よく考えたらこんな小さいもん普通見つけらんねえよな。
Yeah, but like, Shu isn't anyone. He's Shu. He's been through this. He's been in the ringer 3 times now.
怪しいな。
I already said it wasn't me. The device is less than 10 centimeters long. Oh, would be impossible to spot, especially as perfectly camouflaged as these were. But having insider knowledge gives me an upper hand. It starts with Sveta and Saint Aria, then moves to the shopping district, Palm Dorms, and the Christmas tree, the park, then the second Sveta, and all 3 chic buildings. I'd managed to find every single mini Brooker and safely discarded them. It was backbreaking work combing through every nook and cranny, but the payoff was astounding.
にしてもこれは悪質だよな。どこも見つけづらい場所に隠してあったし。
Yeah, they're all tucked away completely out of sight. Not only were they trying to hide the devices, but the locations were carefully chosen to amplify the power of each explosion by magnitudes.
商店街のアーケード場なんかどうやって登ったんだろう。
Yuji had heard what was going on and ended up joining Kyrie and me in our hunt for Brookers. With more hands on deck, we were able to more thoroughly scour more locations.
じゃあシュウ、後で先生にも報告しといてな。
Okay. Now I can look forward to the culture festival instead of dreading it. We had found the source of the fires and destroyed them. It was the best we could hope for.
にしてもこれほんと複雑な構造してんだよな。被爆したらどうなんだろうな。
Oops. Quit it. Yeah. She just laughs me off. I'm sure they're far more deadly than any of the bombs you use for your movies. Not that I know anything about explosions or how to make them. Sus.
信じらんねえな、こんなサイズで。余計に試したくなるけど。確かにこの構造はすごい。
She holds up the Brooker in one hand as she explains.
ここのよ、おがくずみたいなとこに煮詰めたブルーカを吸わせてると思うんだけど、反対側にも同じのがついてんだよな。
Sus. Audio, look. I was scared, alright? It happened at the start. I was hoping it would hold until the end.
こっちとこっちでバランス取んなくちゃいけねえから気使うとこなんだけど、なんか絶妙に均整が取れてんだよな。こんな細かいのに。どうやってんのかなこれ。手作業で量を調整してるんだとしたらやべえな。
I have no idea what they're talking about, but from what I can tell, it's pretty impressive.
まあそうだな。使ってみないことにはわからんけど、これだけなら一つの作品だぜ。
A work of art. What happened? The fucking internet cut out. It was fine for like however long, and of course, the one time it has to cut out is when I'm streaming. Fuck this. What? Fuck that shit. Fuck you. Alright. I don't know where it went. What happened? The internet cut out. The one time after like however long. Has to happen while I'm streaming. Anyway, where did it get up? Where'd you get to? See, at least we are playing through a visual novel that we can jump back to wherever it work of art. Yeah.
まあそうだな。使ってみないことにはわからんけど、これだけなら一つの作品だぜ。
Go back. Yeah. Yeah, you stopped at the perfect time, so you're good. Right. Alright, anyway, let's just get into it again.
まあそうだな。使ってみないことにはわからんけど、これだけなら一つの作品だぜ。
Work of art? More like work of fart. And then everyone claps. A work of art. There's no way anyone at the academy is specializing in bomb making. The horrifying thought briefly crosses my mind, but I know Kyrie is the only bomb fanatic at the academy. By the way, where have you been storing all of these mini brookers? Not in your room, right?
貸し倉庫つっても小さいスペースだけどな。安いし。
Maybe someone stole them from there.
だから言ってんだろ。あたしじゃこんなの作れねえって。
There's a hint of what sounds like disappointment in her voice.
しかし、これだけの爆弾があれば、演出で使うやつを自分で作らなくて済むな。
Whoa, I told you that you absolutely cannot use them. Absolutely cannot use them. You have a death wish or something?
わかってるって。
You're clearly not taking this seriously. So you have a viewer in the list that is... What to... I don't care what to think about. That is streaming. I don't care what to think about that. Okay. What do you mean? The fact is that we managed to clear the source of the threat from all 10 locations. Worst case scenario, at least no one will get hurt. Although, there's no way things can go wrong. Now. I swear I'm going to give you your birthday gift, Yune. Third time's the charm, as they say. This third chance is quickly becoming worthwhile. Well, worth it. I'll be back with Yune, regaling her with funny stories from this timeline before I know it. And then everything goes to shit again. Imagine it just cuts to the end of December. I mean, Christmas. Oh god. I was joking. How did this happen? This sorrow I'm burdened with is far deeper than any one human should ever experience. I was kidding! Nah. Another one. The dorms, the schools, the shopping district, with even the gigantic Christmas tree blazing brightly, we're trapped with nowhere to go. You know, he's right by my side as she always is.
Yeah.
Fuck. I don't get it. Why is this happening again? I thought by destroying all the explosives, we'd nip this problem in the bud. Even if we missed one mini Brooker, there's no way it would be powerful to perfectly duplicate the full power of multiple explosives. I don't get it. I made sure we got rid of every single Brooker. Kiryu, who's standing next to me, overhears my angry mutterings and responds immediately.
なあシュウ、私お前に怒られると思って黙ってたんだけどよ。
And I can predict bad endings. What?
シュウが持ってきた18個の爆弾、全部ダミーだったぜ。見せかけだけはめちゃくちゃよくできてたけどな。
Oh, now you tell me! Fuck you, Kyrie. This is your fault. Dummies? You're a dummy. She's saying that they were fake bombs? No way. That's impossible, right?
きつく言われたから使うつもりはなかったんだけど、ただ火薬だけ拝借しようと思って中身はちょいとな分解しちまった。
Like, okay, this is why I'm saying that Shu should have just used the first one, right? And then he would have been able to figure out that they were all dummies. Like he is. So we were never in danger from them? We were never in danger from them?
爆弾ですらねえよ。ブルーカの模造品。言っちまえば小道具みたいな。
Okay. That makes even less sense, right? Because why the fuck would someone set up 18 fake bombs all around town? What is she talking about? Bootleg bombs? Why would someone do something so bizarre? That's what I'm saying.
でもこれってもしかして本物がまだ残ってたってことなのか？私シュウに伝えとけよかったのか？
A bit too late now, if you ask me.
けどよ、あんな小さいのでこんな私にもわかんねえし信じらんねえ。
I don't get it either. I don't understand anything. That's not the only thing going wrong. It's all out of order. The explosions went off in a different order this time. Up until now, it would start at the school, then move to the shopping district, and then the dorms. This time, it started at the dorms, then moved to the tree, the shopping district, Civetta, Chic, the park, and ended at St. Aria. It was like the flames were mocking the students who'd tried escaping to the academy. The art gallery was locked this time too. The doors were just as impenetrable as last time. In the end, I found myself once again facing a wall of fire with nowhere to turn.
いや、嫌なの。
I never want to hear Yune's defeated shrieks of pain ever again. This is all my fault for not being honest with her about this entire mess. You tried to be honest with her about the entire mess last time. It didn't work out. Flashbang. Man, you fucked up again. It still wasn't enough. The night ended yet again in tragedy. I slammed my fists into my thighs, overwhelmed by hopelessness and my inability to change anything. Suddenly. You know. Hopefully we are getting to Kyrie's route. Yeah, hopefully. Yune appears before my eyes, throwing herself into my arms and knocking the wind from me. I'm sorry I left you all alone. It's okay now.
ごめんね。戻ってきたってことはよくなかったんだもんね。
Not well at all. Sorry, it happened again. Investigating the source, then finding it and disposing of all the bombs didn't change anything. My helplessness leaves me on the verge of tears.
そっか。じゃあまた。
You know, nothing would stop them from going at it, right? I mean, yeah. You're right. Yeah. I prayed for another chance, and here I am. That is the miracle of the red apple, the fruit of life. Let me fill you in on what happened this time.
聞かせてみなさい。
Missed opportunity for the Yune fans. Yeah, but you have to save the best for last. I was about... Yeah. Okay, first off, I decided to follow your advice about looking for anything suspicious. And that's it. I thought I'd taken care of everything, but it didn't make one difference.
それおかしくない？爆弾は撤去できたんでしょ？
They were all fake. Somehow, he didn't find a single real one. I'd tell her exactly what Kyrie said to me.
そっか。キリエは何も知らないって？
Yeah. No one leaves live explosives just lying around where they could go off at any moment. Also, I learned Kyrie buys all the soap she uses to make her Brooker bombs from Jack's store. He told me 10 or 20 of those would be enough to blow an entire house sky high.
そうなんだ。
According to Kyrie, it's usually not possible to pack that much punch into such a tiny device. We have to rely on Kyrie since most normal people, including us, don't know much about bombs. How ironic that her over-the-top enthusiasm over action movies would end up coming in handy. Kyrie was by my side the entire time. In fact, she ended up dismantling one of the devices.
ますますわかんなくなっちゃったと。
You're telling me? I don't feel as if we made much progress this time around. We've narrowed down the possible sources, but are no closer to solving this mess than before.
それに、私も美術回廊が閉まってるとこなんて見たことない。
Only on that day, for some reason. On Christmas night, it's closed. I checked in the afternoon and it was still open. The explosions must trigger some locking mechanism, which none of us were able to open.
大変だね、シュウも。力になれないのが悔しいな。
Which is why one of the nights you should just it convinced them to head into the art gallery for whatever reason. Sister Lily must have closed it, right? See, that's the thing, though. That's what it's leading to, right? It's leading to them thinking that Sister Lily must be a part of it or something, right? And I'm saying that it's a red herring. So, yeah. How are you doing? You've been stuck here this entire time.
思ったより重労働で疲れちゃったけど、まだ全然平気だよ。
But wouldn't you need permission to close it, like how you open it? Yeah. But, you know, she's not the only teacher. Like, the principal could have been the one to do it, or the principal, because out of the other teachers, there's only 2 teachers that we know, and they wouldn't introduce a 3rd teacher just out of the blue like that, right? Exhausting? What do you mean? I'm assuming she doesn't mean physically.
やっぱり週が重く感じるんだよね。あの日まで飛ばすのにぎゅっと力を込めなくちゃいけなくて。
But they say she was the only one who could open it. No, they just used Sister Lily to try to open it. Because Yune could replicate her voice.
それがなんとなく疲れる。
You need a break?
とんでもないない。ほら、さっさと次に行くよ。
We still have a chance. Although, who knows if that's good or bad.
ただ、なるべく少ない回数で済む方がありがたいというか。
Yeah, exactly. You would need her fingerprints too. Well, yeah. Yune used Sister Lily's voice, so of course you also need Sister Lily's fingerprint. If it was a different teacher, you would need that teacher's fingerprint. You get what I mean? Of course. Hopefully this next jump will be the one. Haha. No.
でも本当は次の次もいけるから。
Yeah, I know, but I thought they said only Sister Lily had the permission. They said every teacher had permission.
あと7回くらい？
How does she know that? 7. I can't tell whether that's a lot or not enough. Her vagueness about what exactly happened that means. Her vagueness about what exactly that means leaves plenty of room for doubt. Yikes. Okay, so what means that means there is a limit on how many times we can revisit the past.
一応は。
Are you okay? It's the sentence, alright? Don't push yourself too hard. Are you on something? Okay, you fucking read this shit. What the fuck is this sentence? Her vagueness about what exactly that means leaves plenty of room for doubt. Alright. There you go.
全然してないよ。ただ7回くらいなら大丈夫だろうなと思って。
We have tried twice now, so 9 in total. Why couldn't it be 10?
それくらいなら多分。
It happened again in exactly 17 minutes. It literally says 17 minutes recorded. Well, not like I plan on failing this time around. I can't keep relying on a safety net to send me back again if I fail. Plus, there's no guarantee Yuna can safely send me back every single time.
でもどうやって？
That's my main problem. I did what I could last time based on what I learned previously and Yune's own knowledge. I have no idea what's left to try. The thought alone makes me anxious, but I guess all that's left is to catch the culprit.
実際に爆弾がある以上、そうだよね。
Oh. Those explosive devices don't appear out of nowhere. Someone had to plant them. If they truly are evil, then it's best to confront them head on. That will determine our next move. If it's a man-made disaster, and not a natural one, we have a higher chance at stopping it. On the other hand, we still have no idea what this person's motive is.
犯人が何かするところを見張ってるとか？
I have no idea when they plant the real bombs. I found the first bomb around December 10th, but I have no idea when it was initially placed there. Plus, it was a fake, according to Kyrie. In her words, a bootleg bomb. Which means they planted the real bombs later. At least I know the targets, which is a huge advantage. There's a chance they waited for us to dispose of all the fakes before planting the real ones. From their point of view, all they knew is their bombs began randomly vanishing. Yeah, best case scenario, they didn't know you were trying to get rid of them. From my side, I thought I was making things safe while tossing fake bombs. It's possible they reset their bombs, although I have no idea when. At any rate, I need to focus on doing more than last time. Something different. He smiles at me almost proudly.
任せなさいシュ。こんなこともあろうかと思って、私はいくつか案を考えてたの。
That's right. You were here basically twiddling your thumbs with nothing to do. This is less like a strategy meeting and more simply bouncing ideas off each other. Like strategy meeting. Thank you. What do you think I should do this time? You should choose Kyrie's route. What?
まずはね、シュのキャラ替え。
What? A what now?
そのツッコミキャラをやめてボケに徹するの。そしたらきっと運命だって変わるはず。
What does this have to do with anything?
シュ、前に言ってたでしょ。ちょっと言動を変えただけでみんなの反応変わるって。
Yeah.
だからもう性格ごと変わっちゃえば運命も違う路線になるんじゃないかなって。
It's worth a shot, I guess.
知らないけど、やれることは全部やるんだよね。
There's no going back after giving my word. I never thought I'd see the day when I'd be forced to reevaluate my own damn self.
アンナだって結局毎朝犬の散歩をしてたのが先輩への告白を邪魔してたわけでしょ。
Yeah, after switching up her routine, she bumped into the boy of her dreams and finally told him how she felt. Could that work for me too? It's got the butterfly flapping its wings and causing a tornado halfway around the world vibe.
だからそういうなんか細かいことがきっかけになってる可能性もあるんだよ。
Happy Panic Sushi and Cherry Tart Day, so don't panic and get a snack off to slaving I go. What do those three things have to do with anything? Why today? Hello, Meow. Well, it's possible. It's definitely not completely out of the question. And I can't think up any good excuse not to at least try it. The probability that I have something to do with this entire mess is pretty high, honestly.
Shugo?
I'm not saying I have anything to do with it directly. It's just apparently this town was an orderly and peaceful place to live. So much so that no one has a basic understanding of fire prevention. I show up, and less than a month later, this happens. My very existence as an outsider seems to sow chaos. That my arrival in this town triggered this sequence of events is not entirely implausible. Maybe if I had been a better person, none of this would have happened. What?
シュウ、そうやって自分を責めないで。シュウが悪いわけじゃないんだから。
Thanks, but that's why I feel obligated to do this. An influx of outsiders, no matter how small, will always disrupt the ecosystem. After everything they've done for me, to have their town end like this makes me feel horrible.
わかった。じゃあやっぱりシュウはキャラ替えね。
Easy for you to say. There's no way I can erase everyone's first impressions of me.
大丈夫。私がバッチリ指導するから。
Uh-huh. Why do I feel this is a bad idea?
あとはほら、もうシュウ自身が爆発大好きなキャラになっちゃうとか。
I'm not Kyrie, and the last thing I want is for people thinking I'm the bomber.
他には、そう、とにかく前やらなかったことにチャレンジしてみるべきだよね。
There's a seemingly infinite number of things I can try, even if they don't seem related in the slightest. An extreme example would be skipping school.
起きる時間を変えてみるとか、違う枕にしてみるとか。
Aha, that's what you had in mind.
まあ、とにかくやれることは何でもやってきていいよ。うまくいかなかったら私がまたやり直すから。
That seems a bit too casual.
私にできることはこれくらいしかないもんね。
That's the understatement of the century. She's the core of this operation. Knowing Yune as well as I do, being unable to help directly must be difficult. I'll do everything I can. Well, aside from telling everyone to get in my arc. This time, we'll have to use a little trial and error to get everyone on board. Yune has given me a couple good ideas.
お願いね。それじゃ準備するから。
Yune begins charging up, getting into the position to better propel me back through time. She places her fingers on her temples and focuses. I have no idea what goes on in her brain to get ready for something like this, but the motions she's going through are the same as always, same as before. I guess I'll just hang out like the last two times. It doesn't take that long. Not like last time. Not like time has much meaning in this reality anyway. With nothing to do but twiddle my thumbs, I sit back and wait patiently. Ooh. I slip into a moment of peace.
ほら、シュウ先生、早くそっちに座って。
Ah, another flashback that we didn't see before. Fine, fine, I'm coming. No need to rush. You motherfucker! Why do you have an arrow? Yes. Alright. Hang on. Where was the last time Kotaha spoke? This is alright, this is what I'm gonna do. I shouldn't do this. Where the oh my god, there's so much. Oh, there's Kyrie. Alright, so that means that the one Kotaha line should be close. There it is.
商店街のアーケード場なんかどうやって登ったんだろう。
That isn't gonna work. I have to try to sound like Kotaha, but instead of speaking in Japanese, I have to speak in English. Yeah, forget about it. Knock it off, you two. Stop giving the teacher a hard time. There's another one? Yeah, no. We're literally the same age. He's more like a friend than a teacher. And another. Oh my god. Ahaha, good point. What is up with it? Jeez, that's what I'm saying. Just the entire flashback is unplayable. The scene that briefly played through my mind was clearly some sort of mirage or illusion. It's the same one I remember catching a brief glimpse of last time. Last time I was there. Did they call me Mr. Shu? What does it mean? Good question. What was that anyway? A dream? Alright, thank god the arrow isn't showing up again. Hey, you know, can I ask you something?
ちょっとなら。
I don't want to bother her, but maybe there's a chance she's seen the same thing I did. Have you ever called me Mr. Shu?
ちょっと笑わせないでよ。
I didn't mean to. He's clearly trying to hold in her giggles, as if I said something funny. Sometimes when I'm here, I have these visions.
変なの？不思議な感じ。うん、来た。よし、これで大丈夫。シュウ、準備はいい？
No, he was literally in the middle of talking to you. Yep, all set. Okay. It seems like Yune finished charging up while we were talking. She said she didn't remember ever calling me Mister. Which makes sense, I guess.
それじゃ、いってらっしゃい。
Wait. Just before my consciousness is flung from my body, a question pops into my mind. Hypothetically speaking, what if I succeed this time? What will happen to you? He looks at me dumbfounded, caught off guard.
わかんない。
I could tell she's holding something back. Back to the second. Fourth time lucky, I guess. I can't seem to wake up on December 2nd. December 3rd. Never mind. False alarm, guys. I'm slowly getting used to this. I use the presence of my unbroken alarm clock to confirm I'm back to the 3rd of the month. There's no denying what a miraculous feat this all is, but it starts to grow old by the 3rd time. This time, I have to disable all the bombs and then I need to change my personality. I can't help but feel frazzled by the very nature of this challenge. There was that along with the bunch with the bunch of other equally outlandish options Yune suggested. The main goal this time is to find the bomber, with the side goal being to find myself. No, you flip it around. The main goal is to romance all of the characters. Yune said she doesn't know what's going to happen to her if she succeeds. Well, what's going to happen to Yune is that she's going to disappear, and when she disappears, that's when the 26th of December happens. If I can figure out who this mysterious bomber is, then we can finally get our happily ever after ending. There's also the chance I can disrupt the normal chain of events that lead to calamity by changing an aspect of my personality. Maybe whoever bombed the town was simply mad at me. I still don't think it's possible to pull off such a drastic and sudden personality flip. But I won't know unless I try. If following the rules doesn't get you what you want, then it's time to break them. Rules are made to be broken. With anxiety prevailing over excitement, all I can do now is keep chugging along.
それにしても寒いですね。12月なので当然ですけど。
In her route as well. I don't know. You're the one who should know. You didn't even finish any of the other routes. Thanks for the hydrate. And the stretch.
Senpai方? そうだよね。どうしちゃったんですか、先輩は。もう。
Why are you blushing? Sorry. After calming down the disgruntled Sakuya, I head over to the Christmas tree with Yune. What the fuck happened? Why was she blushing? Why did the goofy music play? The next day, I just only did Kirie's after story. Yeah, I know. Wait. Oh, you finished all the routes. Wait, so then you know what happens. Wait, so then why are you asking me? Man, this guy's whack. Maybe she was staring at Sakuya. I mean, maybe. The next day. It's gym class, but things are not going according to plan. Sakuya didn't ask me to see her igloo. Usually I get to spend some alone time with Sakuya while everyone else has a snowball fight. Yesterday's incident soured our friendship. This is too depressing. Even if things go well, I'll never be able to mend the broken bridge between us.
Senpai.
Me? Igloo?
まだ何も言っていませんが、そうです。
I was just curious what your theories are. Thanks. I don't know.
なんでそんな感動してるんですか？変な先輩ですね。
Shut up. Stop calling me out. I'm sorry, Yune. This loop is turning into the most pressing one despite my hopes and expectations. Yeah, but like, how could it be depressing when when you get to spend alone time with Sakuya? It's the 5th. I get to join Kirie and Kotaha for their daily morning routine. Up until now, I've always simply sat here, not as quiet as a cat, but this time, Yune's words echo in my head.
いい？シュウは生まれ変わるの。今までのシュウとは違う存在にね。
It sounds pretty impressive.
今のシュウはボケを見過ごさずにはいられないツッコミマシーン。そこを根っこから変えてみるの。
Long gone is the wisecracking machine of your...
キリエのボケもちゃんと受け入れることによって新しいシュウが誕生するの。シュウはいつも逆立ちして寝てるんだろ？
But how could you not be the foil of Kyrie when she says shit like this? This is my moment. I don't understand Yune's logic at all, but the main gist is that she wants me to try something new. Yep, right, Rudy. What the fuck? Check it out.
おいことね、こいつマジで逆立ちしだしたぞ。朝から元気だね、シュウくんは。
Oh god, no. Hahaha. It's just my routine.
昨日まで普通だったのに、なんか急に痛いやつになったの。
Just like I thought. It's impossible for me to change who I am. I'm sorry, Yune, but this is too hard for me. Maybe being a pain in the butt is who I'm meant to be. Yeah, he's gonna fail again. We still haven't gotten to the routes. Huh? It's not here. That's weird. It should be right here. It's December 10th. I'm back at the school where I found the first explosive device the last time, but it's not here. This is definitely the right day. There's no trace of it. Even worse, I called Kyrie and Sister Lily over ahead of time, assuming it was here.
おい。で、どこにあるんだ？
Sorry, what?
おめえが野生の爆弾見つけたっつうから撮影止めてきてやったんだぞ。
I'm so sorry.
野生の爆弾とは？
シュウ、嘘は良くないぜ、嘘は。
It should be right here. Maybe I messed up the time frame and came too early, I think to myself. However, the next day, damn, a text box during the transition, I never could have predicted this. And the one after that. There's no trace of any mini Brookers, no matter where I look.
どうしたの青少年。ため息なんかついて。
Oh, Jack. I have no idea what to do.
シュウ君は何でもボケにキャラ転向したらしいね。
Nothing's a secret around here.
僕の情報も舐めてもらっちゃ困るよ。
Wait, why would you say something without making sure? I mean, I don't know, he's a fucking idiot, that's why. He's like, surely the bomb will still be there, because I'm the only one who knows there's a time loop. I mean, sure, I guess you could say that, but don't you think, doesn't he think that his actions up until now may not have affected the positions of the bombs? if people can see what you're trying to do, then you're definitely failing. Wait. Perhaps my personality shift was successful after all. I mean, it's already the 12th and there's still no sign of any of those bombs. Is it possible our crazy plan worked? No, you idiot! You're still gonna fail!
急に目が輝き出したね。
Jack, I think my attempt at switching up my personality actually worked.
い
Okay.
や、でもみんな寒いと言ってるみたいだけど。
I managed to stop things before they went into action.
聞いてないな。
By changing my interactions with others, I've sapped the bomber of their desire to cause mass destruction. Sure, I can't let my guard down, but if there's no bombs by now, then things are definitely looking up. Oh, nah. That's what I assumed at least. Fuck. I never would have
ま
guessed.
た失敗したと。
And to make matters worse, my relationships with everyone were a huge mess.
キャラ替えしてもダメか。
It sounded good in theory. You won't know how things will turn out until you try them. Once more, I find myself filling Yune in on what happened. She was overwhelmingly happy to see me, as always, although it didn't take long for her to calm down.
じゃあやっぱり爆弾は仕掛けられてたってこと？
Yeah, they were in different places this time. For some reason, the idea that they might be hidden in different locations never crossed my mind. As a result, I never found the explosive devices before it was too late. It's like the bomber knew my plans and purposefully hid them in harder to find places. Even my Christmas Eve search turned up empty-handed. It turned up empty. Changing my personality did nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's hard when all I keep giving you are excuses.
いや、
There's a shadow hovering over her. She's listening to me, but her mind seems to be puzzling over something else.
お馬さんはいつも通り？
Yeah. Knowing what was going to happen, I kept watch over the barn myself. The reins were still cut before I could stop them.
お薬は？
Those kids were just as high as they were the first time. Maybe they got involved after getting a bit too excited at the party. I answer her barrage of questions, one after the other. She listens calmly to what I have to say, not moving a muscle. Then,
今回またシュウが戻ってきたら聞こうと思ってたことがあって。
he is an idiot. I told you. Oh, yeah? You can ask me anything. The personality switcheroo might not have worked, but everyone's reactions were noticeably different. I assume she's going to ask me what changes I noticed while I was there.
シュウってちゃんと12月2日に戻ってるよね。
I freeze, faced with a question I wasn't expecting, although the answer doesn't require much thought. Yeah, I arrive on the 2nd, but I can't seem to wake up until the morning of the 3rd. While my answer is simple, she seems to tense up and cast her eyes downward. Is that bad?
ダメじゃない。ダメじゃないんだけど、ほら、弓を引いて シュウの矢を飛ばす感じって言ったじゃない？
Yeah, you're the bow and I'm the arrow. You shoot back to the past. She finally tells me exactly what she's been holding back this whole time.
なんていうかね、こう重いの。
Thanks. Heavy.
また私にしかわかんない話でごめんね。でもシュウをあの日に戻すだけならこんなに重くはないはずなの。
Her explanation is incredibly vague, but from what I can decipher, the main problem seems to be that I'm too heavy.
赤リンゴを食べてればなんとなくわかる。一本の矢を飛ばすのにどれくらいの力が必要か。
And for whatever reason, my weight isn't matching up to matching up with that, so I'm too heavy. I don't completely understand how she feels, but at least I understand what she's trying to say. She answers with another question.
もう一つ聞かせて。シュウが何度やっても街がああなっちゃうのってなんでだと思う？
Good question. Because I haven't found the right solution yet? The source of the fires, the location of the explosives, the criminal mastermind themselves. I know it's mostly due to my incompetence, but I feel as if I'm yet to truly scratch the surface behind this great cataclysm. Just as I'm about to answer her honestly.
おかしいと思わない？シュウがどんなに行動を変えても25日の夜だけは一緒なんて。
I mean, something's changed, just not the just not the main thing. Well, I've experienced this world, this reality, several different times now. The one where I warned everyone about fire safety, and after I found hidden bombs. Another where I found hidden bombs. Each choice I made triggered countless possibilities that I was simply unaware of. If you ignore the unfortunate ending, nothing I did was pointless. Every decision I made, big or small, changed the course of events. However, no matter what path I ended up on, it eventually led right back to that fateful Christmas night. Up until now, I've only analyzed the end results, thus dismissing every attempt as a failure.
もしかしたらシュウは今までのうち何度かは成功してたんじゃないかなって。
I don't... My brain is unable to process what she's trying to tell me. My mind tries to grasp her words as they float past, but the basic idea is beyond me.
でも最後の運命だけはいっつも一緒。どうしてだと思う？
Assuming every decision I make is the right one, then the outcome must simply be inevitable.
シュウが結末を変えようとするたびに必ずそれに逆らって動く人間がいるから。
Which means there is at least one other person there with the same knowledge I do. In that case, my success could also be viewed as someone else's failure. Brings up her bow and arrow analogy once more.
シュウっていう一本の矢を飛ばすにしては私の使う力が強すぎるの。でも
Okay, I see what she's talking about. Alright, so now the next question is, who's the other person who sent back? My thoughts? Yeah, I don't know.
もしシュウだけじゃない2本目の矢も同時に撃ってるとしたら
Her idea is something far beyond anything I could have possibly imagined. Perhaps this is what her otherworldly senses are telling her.
週1人分って考えたら重いけど、もしそれが2人分だったとしたら。
Each time you restart the time loop, you're sending someone else back at the same time.
もちろんここには私たちしかいないからただの推測。でもシュウがいない間ずっと考えてない話じゃないなって思った。
Have you come up with anything else?
まずはね、前回シュウが偽物の爆弾を見つけちゃった時。だってこれはおかしいよね。まず探す人がいなくちゃ偽物をセットする意味なんてないのに。
Yeah. That's the... I know who it is. No shit, you know who it is. You fucking played the game. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know who killed, JFK. Never mind. She's right. And I fell for it, hook, line, and sinker. More like hook, line, and stinker. It's like they knew what I'd be doing and planted a decoy to throw me off their trail.
それに爆発する順番が違ったこと。本来同じ条件で起きる事故なら同じパターンにしかならないはずなのに。3周目になってたまたま行動を変えた人がいるのかと思ったけど、4周目は爆弾の場所自体が違うなんて。シュウが言ってたみたいに考えを見透かすっていうか。
I thought you killed JFK. I wish. What?
もしシュウがどこをチェックするのか犯人が分かってたら、もちろんそんな場所には仕掛けないわけで。
Why? Listen, we don't talk about that. Alright. Just keep this between us. Yeah. I'm so confused. Yeah.
考えられる一番単純な可能性。シュウがどんな動きをしても犯人はそれに応じて手を変えてる。シュウの動きを知っててちゃんとそれに対応してる人がいるなら説明はつくかなって。
This is the thing, right? We're joking, right? Yes. What do you... So, someone ate the apple and then brought Yune and Shu back to the dorm. So, then it could be people who have access to the dorm, who is Ito, Otaha, Sister Lily. Interesting. Brinka. To be fair, I wasn't that discreet about what I was doing. I didn't think I had to be, considering no one remembers anything from one timeline to the next. However, if there's someone else who also knows about their repeated attempts at changing the past... There's no way, though. That's impossible, right? She doesn't say anything. She's just stating a possibility, but still... The more I think about it, the more right it feels. As someone who's lived through the same loop multiple times, her approach to the problem fills in all the problematic gaps I've come across. It explains why someone would plant bootleg bombs for me for me to find, only to replace them with real bombs on Christmas Day. It also explains why the order of explosions was switched around last time. It explains why on the 4th timeline I couldn't find any trace of those mini Brookers on Christmas Eve, and why the bombs were planted in completely different locations on Christmas. Possibility that I've never once stopped to consider. If I had done the opposite of what I'd planned in the last 2 loops, maybe things would have gone differently. Layla, I don't know. I mean, maybe. See, it could be anyone. That's the problem. I'd assumed I was the only one who knew the script and how things would go, but this mystery person was one step ahead of me the whole time. With each person thinking they have the advantage, it turns into an endless cat and mouse chase game. My suspicion over an unknown second person explains my recent feelings of helplessness.
私がシューを撃つのに乗っかって一緒にあの日まで巻き戻ってるんや。私たちが探すべきなのは原因じゃなくて人なのかもしれない。
I've been far too focused on the fires alone.
誰が私たちの邪魔をしてるのか。これからはその誰かを見つけるためにやり直す。
Could be another shoe? Nah. There is a reason for everything. If fate truly exists, then it's clear there's 2 sides to it. Which explains why when you turn left, someone turns to someone else is trying to turn right. That same person who's aiming to bring back the apocalyptic event that happened, that ended the world 101 years ago to this small town. Someone like that. Okay, you fucking error. If I had to guess, I'd say he pauses for a moment, seemingly distracted. I wish I could have heard her voice, but they're our enemy. Really? I never would have guessed. It's a simple yet definite statement. Scritto. Intermezzo. Transtemporal Cupid. Okay. Fuck you, fucking big words. My enemy. Oh, the misery.
なんて言うと大げさかもしれないけど。
No. If anything, it's not strong enough. They're my enemy. I have no enemies. When nothing you do seems to get you anywhere, it's fair to start assuming there's some force deliberately working against you. More importantly, if Yune thinks an unknown stranger might be toying with me.
でもだからといって目星がついてるわけじゃないんだよね。
Don't we? Maybe they think there's a second coming of the apocalypse.
全然ない。アポカリプスなんて101年前の出来事としかみんな思ってないだろうし。
The sounding of the trumpets, the breaking of the seals, and the end of humanity.
私が言うのもなんだけど、信じられないと思う。
You're probably right. Which is what makes this even harder to understand. Why go to all this trouble? For what reason? Why there's so many errors? I didn't get that many. I don't know, it's probably because it's the fucking all ages route. There's almost no doubt that the explosions and ensuing fires are all man-made. The bomber him or herself wouldn't be safe from that level of wanton and indiscriminate destruction. Is there any reason why a local would want to bring about the destruction of the town?
なんかすごいむしゃくしゃしてたのかな。
Not to disprove her theory, but you'd have to be pretty damn angry to set off something like that, or something on that scale. Plus, if the entire town's destroyed, they'll have no place to live.
でもシュウが抵抗するのに合わせて戦ってくるくらいなんだから、敵もきっと本気なはずだよ。
Which means they're probably aware of everything I'm doing at all times.
うん。
I had a hunch from the very beginning that my very existence was a factor in all of this. Even though I still don't know for sure what their relationship, what their reasoning might be. One thing I can say is, if they're changing their approach to match mine, then there's a good chance it's someone I know. Oh, all ages route, that has a totally different meaning. Don't tell me it is just a Lily. Either physically or psychologically, perhaps even both. I spend most of my time either at the academy or the dorms. On the weekends, I'm usually at Main Street. I didn't even know where the Sveta or Chic buildings were until the third timeline, when I asked Sakia to show me. Considering I hardly go anywhere, it's not hard to predict where I might be at any given moment.
じゃあ私たちの知り合いってこと？
Maybe. A classmate, a teacher, someone in our dorm. There are plenty of folks who are physically close to me, but not many whom I'd consider a friend. While my outsiderness makes me somewhat of a celebrity on campus, not many people know me around town.
誰？
Well, I don't know.
私たちの周りにそんな人がいるなんて信じられないけど。
I know how you feel, but it's not impossible. I can't imagine any of my friends getting involved with something that devastating. You know what? Fuck it. Yune's the one who placed all the bombs. She just doesn't remember it. While Kyrie does have a propensity toward widespread destruction, she's far too empathetic. I thought he was going to go through all of them, but I guess he only just went through Kyrie. I feel bad doubting my friends. There might be a logical explanation that we're missing.
でも確かに少しわかるかも。もし私がシュウと一緒にその人を飛ばしてるとしたら、なんかこう自然なんだよ。
What do you mean?
そう、最初は気づかなかったくらいシュウや私に溶け込んでる。ただの印象なんだけど。
If a hunch or whatever it might be is correct, then there's a good chance this mystery person is a friend. They're also my worst enemy. The existence of this perceived threat will help clarify the actions I need to take going forward.
よーし、シュウにはこの敵の調査を命じます。
Alright, so now we get into the routes. if you manage to find a solo lead, then it shouldn't be hard to stop them. Whoever they are is most likely the bomber as well. There might be only one cat, but there's plenty of ways to skin them. Excuse me?
って言っても誰だろう、シュウの周りにいる人って。
I usually spend time with you, Kiria, Yuji, Sakuya, Kota, and Kido, plus Sister Lily and maybe Jack.
みんな仲いい人ばっかり。
Kiria time. Okay, it is the routes time. I hate suspecting them of anything, but we can't move on until without doing so. And the only one out of those characters that can unlock the door is Sister Lily. But you know, maybe the principal has been watching. Never mind. I'll have to prove without the shadow of a doubt that some of the names on that list are not guilty.
わかった。じゃあ誰だと思う？
As far as guilty by association goes, probably Kirie.
ブルーカってキリエが言ってたんだもんね。
Then there's Sister Lily, who honestly doesn't really know that much about me. After making a tentative list, I ask one last question. I wanted to ask you before, but the fact that you are here in this sub-reality means we have a chance, right?
うん。
You said I had 7 more chances left last time.
あれはあんま気にしないで。今から7回。
Are you sure? I don't know anything about this time travel stuff, but I wonder if there's any side effects to using it.
ここに取り残されるのは寂しいし、できれば早く解決してほしいけど。
I know how he'd be able to hurry back, but he'll try. Sure, of course. That's right. I'm out there running around trying to deal with everything thrown my way, while Yuna's left here all by herself. Is there any way you could send me back a day or two earlier or later?
それは無理かも。私たちがリンゴを食べたあの日にしかこうジャンプできないみたいで。
I see. It's kind of like a save point.
セーブポイント？
Don't worry about it. Oops. You don't know what that means, huh? It's a word used in video games. Game devs create save points so players don't have to restart all the way from the beginning. You know, video games. Video games are the things that came out like 80 years ago from today. And he's bringing up save points, which didn't come up until console days, like during the NES era. So, save. I mean, you know what? I will. Fuck. You didn't hear that. Save. No, not to.
さっぱりわかんない。
Why are you smiling then? I tried to make it as easy to understand as possible and ended up doing the opposite. Because she wouldn't know what a video game is because they didn't come out 101 years ago. The data lock choices. Okay. The ark that carried us all this way dropped anchor on December 2nd, which means we can only go back that far, because that's when you ate the apple. I managed to explain using a different metaphor.
なるほど。うんうん。でもそんな感じ。だから私ができるのは決まったセーブポイントにロードすることだけなんだよね。
I guess that's not a huge problem. We must be able to figure something out in 23 days. To be fair, 23 days has repeatedly proven to be far from enough. But I have a good feeling about this time. We have an actual battle strategy meeting. Now that we know there's an enemy afoot, we can have an actual battle. We can have an actual battle strategy meeting.
任せなさい。
After a brief back and forth.
それじゃ誰をターゲットにする？
Okay, here it is. Oops. We decide the best course of action is to pick a target and focus on them.
誰かが怪しいって睨むんだったら、やっぱり徹底的にマークしないと。犯人なら、シュウが繰り返してるアドベントの間に何のアクションもないってことはないはずだから。
You're telling me to keep an eye on any of, keep an eye out for any suspicious activity?
もしそれでその人が犯人じゃなかったら、次に別の人を当たるみたいな感じで。
So I pick someone who's actually shady. See if they really are, and if not, pick someone else.
そう。だから7回、7人。ちょうど私を除く週に近い人たちの数。
In other words, we're treating this like some sort of round robin or competition. We should be able to win after 7 games or challenges, while you only have 7 games or challenges. Granted, it's better to aim for the least number of tries, but haste makes waste, as they say.
もしマークした人が犯人じゃなくても、何かヒントになるかもしれないし。
That's true. The main question is, who is the enemy? I'm not leaving until I figure it out. That means I'm going to have to start with the most likely suspects. Sure enough. Alright. There it is! Finally on the choices! Dave. Battle lock. Holy, how long has it been, man? So, interesting. What does set painting mean? Ah, that's what it means. Yeah, just go back. Set painting is to start the route. I thought there'd be an actual. I thought you'd be able to confirm your choice at least, but apparently not. All right, let's go. Chapter 4, Part 1: Art for Art's Sake. Let's go for Kyrie this time.
やっぱりそうなっちゃうよね。いくら今まで大丈夫でも。
Being the only person we know able to create the Brookers used in those catastrophic explosions. She seems like the most obvious suspect. I'll try to get closer to her this time around, and maybe I'll discover the secret behind those bombs.
わかった。それじゃあ今度の週はキリエに密着捜査ね。
Yune closes her eyes, mentally centering herself as she pulls her bowstring taut. In moments, he's ready to shoot me straight back to December 2nd. There it is. 2:12. I mean 12:02. 12:02. Since our so-called save point was created at night, I'm still unconscious. I hear a voice coming from somewhere. Henceforth, seek a way to survive with your cherished ones, and may you never resist your preordained fate. Okay. It's the same voice. So that's... Yeah, I forgot what the entire thing was like. The one I heard when I first awoke in Yune's room. It was... So, essentially they were like, alright, we're gonna wait until you realize that you have to look for the people instead of, the bombs. Why am I so tired? I don't know. Okay, why am I so tired though? I'm back to that very specific day and time, and yet for reasons I don't understand, I'm bizarrely exhausted.
クルッククルック。ただいま12月3日月曜日7時29分。
No problems here. Except... I'm not reading that again. That voice from a moment ago, as if warning me of something. Find a way to survive. That's all well and good, but... There's no timeline where I need to fight, right? The words stick in my head like an earthworm. A part of me feels like I should listen to it, almost like I'm shouting to myself from somewhere far off. That can't be it. After all, I promised Yune I'd come back. Save the town. I try to refocus on my current plan of action. We pick a target for each trip, and this time that target is Kyrie. There's no denying how reminiscent that catastrophic Christmas night is for her penchant for destruction, plus she's well versed in explosives. Still, I've come to know Kyrie very well, and honestly speaking, it just doesn't seem in character for her to do something like that. Plus, she was with me when the final trumpet sounded on my 6th and 7th tries.
"映画なら助けが来るんだけどな。
Faced with those locked gallery doors, I remember being surrounded by towering flames. If we hadn't left when we did, we would have been burned alive. By that logic, there's no way Kyrie could have done it. Still, it's possible she's involved in some way. The bombs that brought about that apocalyptic destruction were similar to Brookers, the ones Kyrie often used in her films. Perhaps someone stole them from her, influenced by the ideology showcased in her films. In which case, I can narrow down the suspect list by coming to understand Kyrie's thought process. In her own words, there's a beauty in destruction. Buried in those words may be a hint regarding her impending Christmas doom.
なんだよ、急に呼び止めて。
It's just... what do I say? Having already established a relationship with her over my many trips in the past, this day felt no different than any other I'd lived through. That's why I'd so casually called out to her. No real reason. Hee
あ、悪い。ついキモくて。
No worries. I immediately regret doing so.
あ、そうそう。金曜の計画忘れんなよな。
Friday? Oh, right. Her prank adventure.
あんなボケども、まとめて天柱を下してやるからな。
It's clear Kyrie is still focused on exacting revenge for the unfortunate discovery of her diapers. I'd forgotten all about that, especially since there was no point in making sure she was successful. At the very least, I should get her stuff. After all, it's important that I get a lot closer to her than I am already. Alright. The next day. Today's our gym class snow day. Usually this is when I join Sakuya in her igloo, but this time... Kyrie!
ヘリンギ。
What? Oh gosh, that's a tough one. Comedian. Ah, shoot. They aren't fungi. I lose. What the fuck was that?
じゃあな。
Holy shit, the bit is... What was that bit? Haha, later. What? Wait a minute. You can't just start a game of word association out of the blue. You left me at a disadvantage.
だよ。せっかくうまくあしらったのに。
Yeah, but he failed, so did he play so well? What did I do to deserve any of this?
私らはこれから雪合戦で忙しいのさ。シュウもやりたいってんなら入れてやらんこともないぞ。
Absolutely. I absolutely want. Okay.
必死すぎだろ。
That's what I'm saying. But else I joined their snowball fight.
おーいユネ、シュウもやるって。ほんと？サクヤも暇だからやるかもって。はーい。じゃあいつものメンツ集めるか。
Except this is different than usual. Even Sakuya, who originally was busy making her igloo, joins in the fun.
あたし、ユネ、シュウがレッドチームな。で、ことね、サクヤ、ヨウジがブルー。
As far as I know, only Yune and Kyrie were supposed to have a snowball fight, but now the usual gang's all here.
雪合戦久しぶりだな。やるからには勝たないとね。私はまだこの前の恨みを忘れてねえからな。しっかり仕事をしろよ。さもないと。
Why is she laughing so maniacally?
もう何度も謝ってるのに。
今シーズンは初めてだな。 腕が鳴るぜ。
私は運動が得意でないのでひたすら玉を作ってますね。義堂はどうしたの？
At least Kotaha doesn't use an excuse like she's the least athletic person.
向こうでゴーレム作ってました。
Kido, as always, is living his best life. His best bomber life, because he's the bomber.
よし、それじゃあ今シーズン初戦開幕。
As such, I found myself sucked into a snowball death match, the likes of which I've never seen before. That same day after school, I mean, I would have figured it was the same day considering there wasn't a transition. Just after being pelted with snowballs, I head to the courtyard to join Kirie, who's mid-shoot.
よし、勝った。かなりいい感じだ。
Damn, it's been a while since we've seen this CG.
主演？問題は解決してねえんだよな。このまま主演が見つからないとなると琴姉に全部やってもらうしか。
Alright. This is your time. Alright, this is your time, Shu. It's time for you to play the role you've always wanted to. I mean, had to. Kirie is grumbling to herself as usual, while her crew looks on.
どっかから主役張れるやつ降ってこねえかな。
He's right here. Hey, Kirie. Oh. Her eyes sparkled delightedly. I already know what she's about to ask. I'll do it.
シュ、一つ聞かせてくれや。お前にとって芸術ってなんだ？
I'll do it.
美？違うな。私に言わせりゃ美しさなんてのは結果に過ぎね
え。I'll do it.
求めるんじゃなく美しさがついてくる表現を超えた表現、それを目指すのが私の映画で。何？
I'll do it.
壊れたラジオみたいになったけど、もしかして映画に出てくれんのか？
Yes. Kirie practically bounces up and down for joy at my amicable agreement.
マジかよ。やっぱ最初見た時からピンときてたんだよな。
I'm glad you're so happy, but are you really sure I can do it? I'm nowhere near as suave as Rinka, and I lack Ito's sophisticated style. I'm a total amateur with no acting experience whatsoever.
なんだろう。別にシュウからオーラを感じるってわけじゃないんだけどよ。
Hey,
ただ、フィーリング？
fuck.
私の描いてた
Shut up!
通りの雰囲気で。あと、
How do I... go back, go back, go back! Thanks for the hydrate. And the stretch. How dare you tell Kirie to shut up? That wasn't Kirie, that was a fucking demon. Alright? They're the difference.
Tada, フィーリング？私の描いてたイメージ通りな雰囲気で、あといいやつそうだったし、うまくやれるかなって。
Good kid. You're all the same age. Okay then. Having Kirie compliment me so openly makes me feel a little shy. I don't sense even a hint of sarcasm behind her words either.
だからシュウが手伝ってくれんのは本当に嬉しいぞ。 私が最高の俳優に仕立ててやるからな。
She gives me a hearty slap on the back. She seems pretty dependable for such a shrimp. Well, I'll do the best I can.
アテナですんな。私はそんなガキじゃねえ。
Well, you called Shu a good kid, so a kid. Her head was in the perfect position, so I found myself instinctively patting it. She seems more like an angry cat than a dog. Yeah, and I'm a cat person, so I hope we could get that close someday. Just like that, my acting debut in one of Kyrie's films was off to a fine start. Kyrie is a demon girl now. That's even better. Okay, that's not what I meant.
気持ちよくてなんだかまた寝ちゃいそう。言ってる場合か。たく、私がいなかったら琴姉は遅刻魔になってるぜ。そうかも。いつも感謝してるよ、キリエ。
The next day, seeing how close these two girls are, it's hard to imagine they're not being friends.
なあなあ、聞いてくれよ琴姉。シュウがいよいよ私の映画に出てくれるって。え？本当？ダメだよ、脅したりしたら。
I mean...
ばっかしてねっつの。なんかシュウがいきなりやる気になったんだ。
the only reason he's doing it is to prevent the explosion, so... She's not wrong.
どういう心境の移り変わり？
You know, Armageddon. Simple things like that. She promised to cut back on the explosions.
仕方ねえから爆発以外の方法でいろいろぶっ壊すことにした。
There she is, just as savage as ever.
考えなしの破壊はいけないからね。わかってるって。私なりにちゃんと美を追求してんだ。
Kyrie creates these explosive scenes in her quest for beauty. It's not that I can't understand the beauty in a fallen flower petal, but I feel like Kyrie's approach might be a bit too direct. Still, there's no denying she holds a far greater understanding of art, and in turn aesthetics, than I do, so who am I to argue against it?
つうわけで琴姉も今日の放課後から撮影だ。開けといてな。了解。じゃあシュウ君に初めて会った時と同じような配役だね。
Kyrie is my beauty. Yep.
あとせっかくだから他のやつらにも声かけるわ。主演がいるなら前々から構想のあったあれが撮れるし。
Uh-huh. Kotaha doesn't seem immune to Kyrie's charm, seeing how she always seems to be by her side. Perhaps it's Kyrie's gravitational force that pulls others along, whether they want to go or not. On that note,
よーし、揃ったか皆の衆。どうして衣装係の私まで。ナレーター、私は絶対にナレーターだからね。
今度こそ俺の出番は多いんだろうな。
俺まだ何やるか聞かされてないんだけど。
we're just using the same group as always.
こいつらなんだかんだで経験者だからな。
It's after school. Kyrie's managed to get the usual suspects together, most likely with the same story she was going to use on me.
シュウ君が協力してくれるからキャスト総出のストーリーにできるみたいだよ。
Yeah, you know, none of the other none of the other students have character sprites, so you can't really use them in her film. I see. Naturally, this also means this will be a far cry from Kyrie's original Koto Rangers. That was the alternate movie he ended up filming since I refused to help her out. Thinking of it like that, I feel kind of bad for putting Kotoha on the spot.
よし、つうわけで今日から文化祭に向けて私の傑作映画の撮影を敢行する。内容によるんだけどな。
内容より役回りだ。前回みたいな役は二度とやんねえからな。
待ってください。私は未経験なのでやりたくない。
まあまあ、おつなものだぞ。カメラの前で脱ぐというのも。
Whoa, Gito, what the fuck?
脱げません。一緒にしないでください。まあとりあえず発表しとくと、主演がシュウ、ヒロインが琴音。まあそこまでは。
Damn, Kotoha, how do you feel? Shu came along and stole your first place. Lead role status.
定番だな。凛花先輩の代わりにシュート。
と言っても私たちもまだどういう映画なのかを聞いてないのだけど。
How do you feel, Kotoha? You weren't good enough to replace Rinka.
なんかこうほっこりするやつがいいな。恋愛ものとか。
いや、ここは探偵ものだろう。男のロマンをくすぐる。
サイレント映画なら俺に任せろ。極限のシュールを体現してみせる。
私は自分より衣装を出したいのですが。
Everyone's opinions are all over the place. However, it's clear the director has her own thoughts on the matter.
安心しろって。今度のはみんな大好きなジャンルだ。
Yeah, I wonder what she's going to pick. What Gito said to Sakuya gets even worse when you figure out their relationship. Okay. She pauses, the air thick with anticipation. There's no way she's thinking of adding even more actors to the lot we have already. The words that come out of her mouth are beyond anything I could have hoped or feared.
今回のモチーフは時をめぐるアンナだ。
Nah! Ain't no way.
アンナを
The girl who jumped through time. The foreign film we saw in class that one day. The story of Anna, the female protagonist forced to relive the same 3 days until she could ask her crush out on a date. In other words,
タイムリープものってわけよ。
eerily similar to my actual situation.
主人公はシュウくんだからシュウくんがアンナに当たるのかな。
Wait, that doesn't make sense.
そうそう。シュウは琴音にアタックするけど何度も振られてその度に時間を巻き戻すんだ。クリスマスの夜振られた悲しみに暮れるシュウ。そんな時神様が一つの奇跡をくれる。
Damn.
なんとびっくり。シュウの時間はクリスマスの1週間前まで戻っていたのです。で シュウは失敗するたび反省してやり直して最終的に告白を成功させる。それが今回のストーリーだ。
Kyrie proudly tells us her story idea.
なんかシュウっぽくないね。
She's also stealing another story. Like, bro, it's you are just plagiarizing from a movie in universe.
でもキリエにしちゃ結構面白そうだな。
発想はいい。確かにアンナの物語構造は応用が効くものであるしな。
みんな馴染みのあるストーリーの方が分かりやすいかと思ってよ。先輩、顔色が悪いですが。
Oh, don't worry about it. I just felt a little lightheaded.
おいおい、しっかりしてくれよ、主演。
What in the everlasting fuck? Who would have thought I'd be tasked with playing the same role I'm currently living? Still, it's probably better if I keep that to myself. Honestly, one might say this role was practically made for me. Whoever chose me for the leading role certainly has a keen artistic sensibility, or maybe just a sense of irony. Is there a chance she knows I, myself, am a time traveler? When our supposed foe is aware of this, then that would mean... Come on, Chu. There's no way. No one with an expression that goofy could possibly know.
今、なんかすげえ失礼な念を感じた。
Yeah, but you'll find it endearing soon. Sorry. Okay, I understand the plot. I'm fairly perplexed by the situation, but I can deal with it later.
あ、もしかしてシュウ君はまだアンナを見たことがないんじゃない？
Oh, you've seen the movie plenty of times.
なに？あの不朽の名作を見てねえだ？
That's a pun. I haven't, but I'm more or less familiar with it.
なんとなくじゃダメだよ。後でみっちり鑑賞会するからね。
Why would you tell them? Why would you lie to them? Now you have to sit through the movie again. Originally, we watched the film together in 2 weeks during class. It would have been weird if I said I'd seen it already, so it looks like I'll be rewatching it once again. Why? It wasn't weird the first time you told Yuna you watched a girl who jumped through time.
それで、私たちの役目は？
The narration.
ユーネは演技させるとポンコツだからナレーション。なんか言い方は気に食わないけど、それならやってあげる。私は衣装係ですね。昨夜は週にアプローチかける三角関係のお邪魔虫だ。なんで私がそんなのやるんですか？引き受けてくれたらこの前の歌詞チャラにしてやってもいいぜ。
Yeah, but the debt is forgiven with the Christmas outfit. Debt? Oh, I see. I forgot Kyrie is still harboring a pretty extraordinary grudge against Sakuya.
本当は昨夜にしょんべんちびらせる恐怖の計画を明日にも実行するつもりだったんだけどよ。ここで引き受けた方が身のためだぜ。しょうがないですね。
She reluctantly accepts Kyrie's conditions, perhaps out of a sense of guilt. Just like that, Kyrie's grand plan for pranking everyone tomorrow is cancelled.
俺は
You play the dead character.
幼児は昨夜にアプローチするけど眼中にないっていう四角関係の一番いらねえ部分だ。
Damn.
またそんな役目かよ。やってらんねえ。俺は降りるぞ。
You're the fourth side of a triangle.
待てよ、ジ。お前、じゃあどんな役なら満足できるんだ？
何？
いらない配役なんてない。そうは思わないか？
Aha. Kyrie's entire demeanor has changed. I've seen it before. She's in character.
いらない配役くらいあるだろう。今回のもそうだし、前回のだって。
違うな。いらない役目ならそもそもキャスティングする必要もないんだ。物語の一員として真に必要と認められたものだけが映画という舞台に上がる。そこにいいも悪いもない。考えてもみろ。普通人間が生きてくには一クラス取ったって20人30人と関わらなきゃならねえ。でも映画は違う。その中で登場人物たちが成長していく過程の上でなくちゃならない存在だけが役になる。だから幼児、お前ならわかるだろ？お前に与えられた役目の大切さが。
I mean, he might if you were loud enough.
まずいぜ。なんかキリエの言うことが正しいような気がしてきた。
She truly is a master manipulator. Gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss. Just as he's on the verge of surrender.
いや、騙されるな幼児。去年もこうだった。したら結局2つも役をやらされて、そのどっちもが雑魚キャラだった。
Shit. It almost worked though. Yuji's bitter memories have resurfaced.
俺は出ないんだ。
Is he really turning her down?
しょうがねえな。よく聞けよ幼児。
なんだよ。何言われたってキリエのことは信じないぞ。どうせ俺のことまた爆発させるんだろ。
Not again.
私はみんなも知っての通りあまり絵が上手じゃない。デッサンにしたって油彩画にしたって彫刻にしたってそうだ。
Now she's appealing to his empathetic side.
キリエ？
そんな私が出会えたもの、それが映画だったんだ。映像の中で展開されるストーリー、スクリーンの中に息づく役者たち、そのどれもが輝いて見えた。私もあんな映画が撮りたい。自分の世界を想像してみたい。そう思って私は今ここに立ってる。幼児のことを誘うのも正直エゴなのかもしれないけど、私は本気であなたのことが必要だって思ってる。
キリエ、そんなに俺のことを。
だからもしかしたらまたすぐ爆発させちゃうかもしれないけど、出演してくれたらなって思うのね、幼児。
キリエ、俺が悪かった。そんなに俺のことを。
And it worked. Tears are streaming down his face out of guilt.
俺やるよ。キリエの映画のために命だってかけてみせる。
If only I increased the volume on Kyrie during that scene. He fell for it hook, line, and sinker. More like hook, line, and stinker. I already said that.
ま、そういうことで。
You're a real piece of work, you know that?
俺は目覚めた。俺はやるぞ。うおー。
Yeah, Yuji is a bit too loud. He's in a complete state of enraptured euphoria. Don't talk about euphoria. It's kind of frightening to witness.
あ、聞き入っちゃった。
相変わらず芝居だけは天才的だな。
演技って分かってるのに。ですね。
Honestly, she should play the starring role instead of me.
監督にはこだわりがあるみたいなんだよ。難儀だね。
We whispered to each other.
よーし、じゃあ役者も揃ったことだし、早速撮影すっか。
Under the guidance of esteemed director Kyrie, our intentions are unified despite some conflict. This might be the first time all of us, including myself, are working toward the same goal.
あ、ねえねえ。ちなみになんだけど、タイトルって決まってるの？確かに決めておいた方がいいですよね。
The name of the movie will be The Boy Who... What's another synonym for jump? The boy who... Hang on. Let me think of a definition. Let me look up the definition. Synonyms, I mean. Synonym. The boy who frolicked. The boy who frolicked through time. You should know what she is going to name the movie. No. A movie title. A film's majestic crown that summarizes the plot. If the film's based on The Girl Who Jumped Through Time, then maybe it can borrow similar elements. Kyrie replies to Yune's question. Okay. Kyrie's smile is brighter than usual, showing off a row of pearly white teeth. The name of the project we're working on is...
Amazing Grace だ。
There it is! Amazing Grace! Fucking why? It has nothing to do with the movie. Chapter 4, Part 2, The Tower of Babel. But why didn't they... Why isn't the name of the movie Amazing Grace? What color are your attributes? Are you an idiot? You should have at least had that as one of your guesses. Why? Just because it's the name of the visual novel. The next day...
Yooi! Action!
Kotaha, I love you. They didn't even talk about how stupid the name is.
ごめんなさい。
Oh!
そうして青年衆の一世一代をかけた告白は見事に玉砕してしまったのでした。勝った。よし、オッケー。
I made to ruin my throat on that scream. Made sure to.
おい、大丈夫か、シュウ。
I don't think so. More or less, that was a strong shockwave, but I escaped unscathed.
俺の1年前を思い出すようなシーンだったぜ。
Yeah?
今のが青年衆による最初の告白だ。ここから本当の物語がスタートする。
Yep. Do we really need an explosion here?
もちろんだ。青年衆の悲壮感と消えてなくなりたい気持ちをこれ以上なく表現している。
For some reason, all the characters share names with their corresponding actors. That's fine, right? I mean, it was the same in last year's film, so
この撮影を通して私は何度もシュウ君に告白されるわけだね。
I'll have to think up different ways to spice up my deliveries. Kyrie tends to utilize a guerrilla style of filmmaking when scenes are shot haphazardly, and most of the lines are ad-libbed. He wants a performance to feel real, but also
なんつうか、その役に入らないと出てこないセリフとかあるじゃん。私はあんまり最初からそれを決めたくないっつうか、流れがあれば十分かなって。場合によっちゃ流れを無視してもいいし。
Okay, we get it. Kyrie is a strong believer in method acting.
要はお前らを信頼してるってことよ。
Thinking about it, he's never once turned down any of my lines. I guess that's good, right? It also makes things a bit easier. I don't have to memorize a script. Still, constant ad-libbing is rough. Kyrie's job as director is to build the framework for the plot, direct the actors, and shoot each scene all by herself. She mentioned she does all the post-production herself too. She really loves film.
つうわけで、次は失礼したシュウを慰める咲夜のシーンからな。咲夜。はいはい。
Why are you eating?
何食ってんだ。早くしろ。
I should have asked what you're eating.
ジェラート少々。いいな、美味しそう。
What flavor is it?
バッカ野郎。今は大事な撮影の時間だぞ。後にしろ。
What do you mean time is money? Kyrie, you don't earn money off of making these movies.
じゃあこうしましょう。落ち込むシュウ先輩のもとにジェラートを差し入れに行くけなげな後輩ということで。よし、それなら OK だ。
Great.
その代わり昨夜はジェラート好きって設定にしよう。いつもジェラート食ってる小娘。
So you're gonna... So Kyrie's going to decide... Where is the Kyrie panty shot in the CG? I'm glad there isn't one. So Kyrie has just decided that every scene has to have Sakuya eating gelato. So is she gonna film every scene today while she's eating gelato?
寒いし太りそうだし、いつもは嫌なんですけど。そういう感じで、じゃあシュウが振られた後から行くぞ。
She's not listening at all. She never changes. She's pretty bossy, but that's just how she is. The shoot proceeds more or less smoothly under Kyrie's unique directing style. Oof. more? What do you mean? It is Saki's punishment. Okay.
クルック、クルック。ただいま、12月8日、土曜日、11時2分。
I really slept in late. It's not a big deal since it's the weekend, but I did wake up fairly late. After shooting Kyrie's film yesterday and the day before, my inexperienced body must have had enough. Following a light lunch in the cafeteria. Huh? Where is she? I wander around in hopes of finding Kyrie, but she's not in our usual chit-chat spot near the entrance.
どうしたの、シュウ。
It's nothing. I can't seem to find Kyrie.
今日の撮影はなしだったと思うけど。
We do. I have some minor business with her. That's one way to put it. I just want to make sure I know where she is at all times. Like a stalker. Kyrie is my main target for this timeline. I can't get distracted. Although our paths crossed quite a bit over past timelines, I never hung out with her on the weekends. Which means there's a possibility.
この休日に私の作った新型爆弾をセットして。これでクリスマスの夜には街は恐怖のどん底よ。
What is this goofy ass Kyrie that he's thought up in his head? How much longer? 30 minutes. You don't say.
何のこと？
It's too ridiculous. I'm overthinking this.
でもキリエなら多分外だよ。部屋にいなかったし。
Oh, really? Thanks. Thanks.
うん。どんなようなの？
Huh? I was hoping she could give me some pointers on acting.
休みの日なのに。シュウ、やる気なんだね。
That's one way to put it. At the very least, I really don't want to let Kyrie down. So seems, who seems to have high hopes for me. Still, she could be anywhere around town. She could be at the academy, in the park, or perhaps heading toward the nearby forest. Despite how much of a loudmouth show-off she is, it'll be quite a Herculean task finding her without a single clue.
やあ、シュウ君。
What amazing timing. You wouldn't happen to know where Kyrie is, huh? Huh?
キリエ？夜には戻ってくると思うけど。
Really? Where'd she go? That's... Wait, where'd she go? That's that far away.
オンネト。
The lake? How bizarre. What business could she have there? Do you know why?
たまに行くみたいだよ。落ち着くんだって。
Yeah, but not to swim because the water's fucking acidic. It's a pretty peaceful spot. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'll go looking for her.
もう最近はすぐ暗くなるから早く戻ってくるように言っておいて。
Sure thing. When it's not early morning, she's her usual self. Go. After a hike through the woods. Whoa. Here we are. This this is not the scenery you would expect on winter. Oneto is quite a trek from town. Despite the gorgeous view, there's nothing else here, leaving me wondering what Kyrie is up to. Could she be up to no good? She's up to something devious. I have an obligation to follow every lead despite our friendship. With that in mind, start searching. Aha. Is that her? At first, I thought the person I saw was a stranger. Looking closer, I realized it's Kyrie. It seems like a contradiction of sorts, but it's her. The serenity in her expression is, as she stares out into the distance, is almost equal to the tranquility of the lake itself. Ethereal serenity. The elegance in her expression seems so out of place and yet laconically perfect. What a word. That I can't help but feel a twinge of homesickness deep in my soul. The way her eyelashes curl modestly upward is particularly striking, with the crimson backdrop of the sky accentuating the beautiful contours of her face and the smoothness of her skin. Okay. It's gorgeous. That's my initial unfiltered thought, which is when I realized the girl is Kyrie. Just hug her. I mean... yeah. I stand there transfixed by her beauty, barely able to breathe. I'd come to know her quite well, and yet I'd never seen her in this light before. Her face so familiar to me, and yet at the same time so unknown. And she simply stares silently out at the lake. She is so beautiful that in that moment that it's hard to believe it's really the Kyrie I know. I can't bring myself to call out to her. You don't hear that. Fucking hell. She seems as fragile as the thin layer of frost on the surface of a lake. A light touch... all it would take to shatter her, is all it would take to shatter her like a tiny ice crystal. I know that she's Kyrie, and yet a part of me is afraid to tread on her domain. You are Kyrie, right? I realize I have to say goodbye to the image of Kyrie I've had in my head until now. It's easy enough to let myself remain enchanted by her act, blissfully ignorant, and yet I know I have to let her go, and a part of me grieves that loss. As soon as I begin to think that, she looks up. A reassuring smile blossoms on my face as I quickly try to hide my thoughts. Oh, phew. I thought that was you.
やっぱりってなんだよ。私じゃねえ要素があったかよ。
There was, for a moment.
でもどうした？ああ、そういや、ここでリュックなくしたんだっけ？
Yeah, I did. That's not why I'm here. As I struggle over what I should say, I realize Kyrie is back to her usual self. That's not quite it. She's not any different from a moment ago. She was Kyrie when I arrived, and she's still Kyrie now. The only thing that's changed is the expression on her face.
んだよジロジロ、まさかストーカーか？
No? Why do you think that? Of course not. I'm momentarily flushed since she's not entirely wrong.
なんか最近のシュウは私によくついてくる気がするな。
That's because I'm stalking you. I mean... Oh no. He's immediately on guard. For acting so clueless, she's surprisingly perceptive. Still, at this distance, she's the same diminutive Kyrie I know well. Granted, it's not like the Kyrie I had witnessed the moment before had grown or shrunk in height. It's just a matter of perception. The way she looked was far too striking for me to reach over and pat her head like I usually do. I'm not sure whether to call how I felt heartwarming or inspirational.
私に近づいてくるわけ。
He wants to fuck? I mean, I was hoping you could give me some acting tips.
お、なんだそんな話か。さすが主演俳優、ガッツがある。
And this is exactly why I pegged you. Full stop. I spoke the words I knew would make Kyrie the happiest and instantly put her at ease. And it worked.
任せろシュウ。私が責任持ってお前を主役の座にしてみせる。
Technically, I already am.
まずは発声練習からだ。あの夕日に向かって叫べ。
How sportsy. What should I yell?
なんだろう。いらっしゃいませ。
I'm not running a store. What kind of practice is this?
発声練習なんだから何でもいいんだ。腹から声出せ。
Should I? I don't know. It might pick the mic. It will pick the mic, I mean. Welcome. Welcome. My voice projected out toward the aurora echoes back.
次は体力作り。あのオンネ島に向かってダッシュだ。
Whoa, I'll fall in. From then until we headed back to town, Kyrie was her usual noisy self. Still, that brief moment when she looked so different, my heart skipped a beat. It would forever change the way I saw her. Later that night. I really thought you were someone else. You looked so peaceful.
そりゃ、私だって一人でいる時くらい静かにするだろう。つか、一人でもうるさかったら病気だろ。
でも、キリエ先輩なら一人でも騒いでるような気がします。
I definitely don't do that.
わかる。お前ら、私は何だと思ってんだ。
He doesn't seem very self-aware. He's got a point though. Most folks spend their time thinking thoughts versus voicing them.
んで、シュウはそんな私の横顔を見て惚れたと。いやー、罪だな。困るぜ、美人は。
It wasn't enamored. There was just something different about you.
おいおい、ずいぶん慌ててんな。まさか図星か？
You absolutely did not.
実際、キリエ黙ってたら可愛いもんね。
ずるいです。 こんな性格なのに。
Bro.
こんなとはなんだ。
It seems like today's surprising discovery is that Kirie is far more beautiful than I realized. While Yune and Saki are both charming, Yune's beauty is more akin to Kotoha's conventional attractiveness. Damn, that's high praise. That's high praise. It's easy to miss due to her height and her overpowering personality, but the angles and contours of her face are sculpted into perfection. Okay, you're looking at her too deeply.
私が初めて琴葉先輩と桐江先輩に会った時、ちょっとビビりましたから。進学するとこんな綺麗な人たちいるんだって。一人は幻想だったんですけど。
Damn. I like Kirie the way she is. Obviously, I can't say that out loud, so I keep the thought in my heart. Nine, 12.
よし。で、今日は撮影の続きなわけだが。
Why are they doing it at the tree?
私たちだけ？ああ、ここではな。
It's Sunday, and Director Kirie gathered the three of us together. Aside from the two leads, Yune's here with us, even though the narration is usually recorded later.
この前の続きから？はあ、今日はシュウが振られてから時間を巻き戻す力に目覚めるシーンをやろうと思って。
That she chose this of all places to film this scene is almost too bizarrely coincidental. Not to mention Yune acting alongside me.
そこでユネにはシュウにその力を与える悪魔の役をやってもらおうと。
Why are you doing it at the tree? Okay.
ちょっとナレーターって話だったでしょ。でも考えた感じ、やっぱその役は必要なんだよな。だからまあ前と同じような一人二役で敷くやろう。
Yeah, but like, Sister Lily.
いや、他の誰かになりきってお芝居なんてできないもん。っていうかできなかったし。そもそも私のことポンコツ呼ばわりしたのキリエでしょ。いいじゃん、悪魔だから前と同じ役だぞ。
The villain? The god? She was a demon? She did a pretty good... She was a demon? She did a pretty good job.
思い出さないで。けど上映後の評判は結構良かったぞ。あくまで爆笑したって。
That's not a good thing.
爆笑かっさらうようなキャラじゃなかったでしょ、あれ。
It's good to have your own, unique approach.
そうそう、可愛かったよ。二人までそんなこと言って。ったくしょうがねえ。
Just as Kirie is about to pull out her persuasive charm.
ああ、もうそれダメ。キリエの目見てると騙されちゃうもん。私は見ない。
Yune knows exactly how Kirie operates, and thus how to defend herself. Her acting is so powerful, it's almost like a form of hypnosis. If only she'd considered using her powers for good instead of evil.
頼むぜよね。お前がいないと私たちのアメイジンググレイスは完成しねえんだ。 がないな。その代わり笑ったりしないでよ。もちろんだぜ。愛してるぞユネ。都合いいことばっかり。
True. You know, he's the type of person willing to go through hell for those close to her.
それじゃある程度の流れだけ説明しとくな。
We listen as she briefs us on the scene we're about to shoot.
準備は OK？ 結局こうなるのか。緊張しちゃうな。
Loud and clear.
私も大丈夫。
It's honestly kind of calming having someone around who's far more noticeably nervous than me. It must be some psychological phenomenon.
よーいアクション。
What the hell? What the hell? I can't believe she turned me down. My life is over. I'm playing Shu, who just had Kotoha stomp on his heart and is wallowing in the depths of misery. Just when he's at his lowest and feels he has nothing left to live. What's that light? The light in question, a lamp Kyrie's controlling manually, signifies the witch's magical appearance.
ふっふくっくっくわっはっはあーはっはっはっはわーはっはっはっはっはっは
I think she's just trying to stall for lines.
笑い声が長えよ。しっくりくる笑い方がなくて。
Why didn't you just try? Why didn't you just learn it before? Who are you?
我は悪魔ユネである。お主の望むものを何でも与えるのである。我に教えるのである。
It seems like thanks to our combined efforts, Yune's come up with a new character. Who knows how long it'll take to be... who knows how long it'll take, but it's good so far. What I want, more than anything, is for Kotoha to return my love.
では果てしなくちょろいコトハを授けるのである。
Stop saying Aru. With a puff of smoke, Kotoha appears.
ここはどこですか？
Kotoha?
時私男の人って初めて見ました。
Is that so?
ドキドキ。
Her cheeks are flushed as bright red, and she speaks, staring right at me. She looks like an entirely different person.
なんだろうこの胸の気持ち。もしかして私この人のこと好き。
Oh, come on.
めでたしめでたし。
No way. This simpering version of Kotoha is nothing like the one I love.
わがままな男よの。ちゃんとお前の望む通りのコトハを作ってやったのに。
I'm grateful, but this isn't what I want. What I want is the real Kotoha to fall in love with me herself.
ふむ。ならばどうする？迷える子羊よ。
What I want more than anything is for Kotoha to return my love.
なるほど。
She sucks. She's cooking, alright. Which Yune's lips fell into a devilish smirk.
ならば
He proposes a deal.
お主に聖なる奇跡を授けよう。
What sort of miracle? I, playing the role of Shu, ask the witch. Although the real me is honestly curious as well.
さよう。この奇跡を授かれば、お主は告白する前の時間まで戻れるのである。
I will gladly accept such powers. Young Shu wants nothing more. Somehow the casting choices in this scene are more terrifyingly accurate, are almost terrifyingly accurate.
クックック。それ。悪魔パワー全開。デビルデビルデビルデビル。
Hippity boppity boop. What? I'm enveloped in a beam of red light when suddenly.
上出来だ。
That was great, Yune. You didn't stutter at all, except that you still sucked.
でしょだよね。あーるの口癖つけたらなんかうまくいったんである。
He's still saying Aru.
口調が戻ってないよ、ユネ。
あれおかしいである。まあ好都合だからそのまんまでもいいさ。よくないである。
Yune channeled a bit too much in a witch. More like in a bitch.
これでシュウ君はもう一度私に告白しようとするわけか。
そうだ。だけどシュウはまだ自分が悪魔と契約したことに気づいてね。
Is that bad?
当たり前だろ。悪魔の奇跡なんだから何のリスクも背負わない方がおかしい。
Yeah, but like she's a witch, not a demon. Oh, it's different.
まあ確かに何らかの代償があった方が説得力はあるね。
I know this is nothing more than a movie plot, yet I can't help but compare it to my own situation. Yune and I have time traveled more than once at this point, although technically Yune is the one with the power to do so. That there would be zero consequences for our actions until now seems unlikely. In our case, we made a deal with a magical apple instead of a demon, but still a chance. But still a chance. A conniving serpent might have been involved, but there's still a chance. What else could we have done, though? Still, Kirie's words struck me in a way that left me feeling slightly worried.
それで悪魔はシュウに何を求めるの？
The demon wants to not have any audio problems. But aren't witches like related to demons in some way? Kind of. But like, they don't always have to be. What? You didn't think that far ahead?
告白に失敗したら死んじゃうとか？人魚姫なら魔女に声を取られるんだよな。
Sure. Kirie's mumbling to herself about the witch's pact as she mulls it over. Hang on a minute. Hang on. No, I can't do that because they talked about The Girl Who Jumped Through Time, which was a movie that came out long after the apocalypse. So them talking about The Little Mermaid shouldn't be any different. Personally speaking, I hope whatever the deal is won't be too scary.
今日の夜に でも考えるか。それより次はシューと2回目の告白シーンだ。
Which means Kotaha, I love you. Let's go out. Jesus.
そんな。
ダメだダメだ、シューが全然なってない。
I was hoping for an explosion. This is hard. I've never been in a situation like this before.
したことなくても当然のようにやるのが役者だ。
But I'm not an actor. The scene, Kirie instructed me to confess to Kotaha while acting like a typical high school jock. Not the bully kind of jock, but the type who casually leans against the wall with one hand looking suave while asking the girl out.
そうだね。もっとこう迫力が欲しいかな。まだおどおどしてる感じ。
シューはこの日のために何百回も一人で壁ドンを練習してる設定なんだぞ。もっと自信を持て。
I mean, yeah, it shouldn't be that hard. I am confident. I'm just shy.
これで女を惚れさせて当然くらいの気持ちで臨めばいいや。
That is much easier said than done.
じゃあテイク3行くぞ。
I once again try to turn on the charm to become teen heartthrob Shu. However,
カット。まだダメだな。
pretty sure there is a choice coming up. Well, I'm pretty sure that I'm close to ending stream. We've already done 20 takes. My arm is getting tired. Just switch arms.
本気で琴音を落とすつもりでやってっか。どうせ振られる設定だからとか考えるなよ。
The more you tell me to stop thinking about it, the harder it is to do so.
生かす男ならこれくらいできて当然だけどな。
Just being a guy doesn't mean I was born with the inherent suaveness.
強引さに惚れるって言うだろ。私が求めてんのはそういうちょっと無理やりな感じなんだよ。
If I could make someone fall in love with me, I wouldn't be a virgin. What?
まあまあキリエ、シュウ君も慣れない芝居をしてくれてるんだから。
Our energy slowly drains as the retakes continue. Growing increasingly restless, all I can think about is wanting a short break when an idea strikes me. Maybe you could demonstrate for me, Kirie.
私？
She points at herself, clearly dumbfounded, as if the thought hadn't crossed her mind. For an actor of your caliber, this role should be a piece of cake, right?
たくしょうがねえな。ま、これも演技指導の一環か。
キリエに壁ドンされるのか。変な感じ。
いや、週にやる。どうせなら直接やった方がいいしな。
Me? I assumed I assumed I'd have nothing to do with this impromptu demonstration. However, here I am suddenly standing in for Kotaha's part.
相手が週でも流れは同じだ。私が告白するから週は適当に理由つけて振れよ。あと週と私じゃ背が違いすぎるからちょっとかがんでくれ。
Fine. He suddenly dives straight into it without warning, naturally sidling up next to me. I can't tell if she's going to begin acting or if she's already in character.
気をつけてね、シュウ君。
Okay. Kataha warned me to keep my eyes peeled, but I had no idea what for. Just then.
な
Hang on a minute. She was so quiet. Let me increase her volume for this scene.
アメイジンググレイス
Say it again.
あなあ
Good enough. It takes me completely by surprise.
聞いてるかお前のこと好きだって言ったんだけど
Is she acting? We don't have to worry about getting the camera rolling, but it's still very sudden. She's way up in my personal space. Her sharp, unclouded gaze, so different than usual, seems to pierce my soul. I find myself getting sucked into her glittering aura, at a complete loss for words.
シュウくんセリフ
Oh, yeah. This isn't the time to be standing around dumbstruck. I have to come up with some sort of excuse for turning her down.
なんとか言えって
I'm really sorry. It's just... What's a good excuse? While I wasn't instructed to play the girl's part, I found myself falling into it instinctively. Except Kyrie's the one getting rejected.
なんでだ
Huh? Her unexpectedly dogged persistence caught me by surprise.
私はこんなにもシュウのことを愛してるお前だって私のこと嫌いなわけじゃないだろ
Well, you see, yeah. What's going on? This has never happened before. Young Shu is supposed to give up after the initial rejection.
お前のことが大事だこのまま誰にも触らせたくない私だけのものにしたい
At such a close distance, even though I know Kyrie is a woman, the intensity of her stare is enough to make me feel like the girl in this situation. Bro, this is some sissification shit I've never seen. She was being force feminized. I've never seen her like this before. Suddenly realized my heart is racing in my chest, beating frantically. The rush that swoops through my body is like a deep craving for a powerful drug. And I had to put the feelings into words. I'd say I was falling for her.
私以外にシュウのこと幸せにしてやれるやつがいいのか
There isn't. Really? You can't say that. My rational brain screams at me a second too late.
私じゃダメか
The sadness washes over her face, a complete 180 from her overt aggressiveness. Her ability to switch emotions so drastically is shocking enough, but there's another layer underneath that simply unfair. I suddenly notice how flustered I am by the faint line of worry in her brow. I remember how she looked yesterday, her profile illuminated by the sunset. That she can manipulate such a wide array of emotions is completely and utterly unfair.
いいじゃん私と付き合えよ
It's just, just turn her down and the scene's over. What started off as a simple acting lesson has turned into something else entirely. I was supposed to be learning from her, not fending for her. Suddenly... Pat pat.
バーカ、そんな緊張すんなって。いつもの週でいてくれよ。
Excuse me? He pats my head playfully, and almost immediately the tension running through my body vanishes, as if I'm putty in her hands. Feeling exhausted, I look up into her face.
私はお前のことが好きなんだ。今はそれだけ知っててくれればいいよ。
Oh god. Kyrie likes me. Faced with such raw emotions, I have to tell her how I feel, how I really feel. I can't believe this is happening. My brother in Christ, he got too into the scene. First save, and I think that's a good place to end it off. What do you mean, no? It's already been 4 hours. What do you mean a little more? It has been a little more. It's been 10 minutes over. Just please, fine. I like you too. I do too.
Hmm?
I really like you too, Kyrie. Yeah. Kyrie's body stiffens at my reply.
ありがとう。すげえ嬉しいよ。
カット。
I have no idea what might have happened next if Kotaha hadn't interrupted us.
まあこんな感じか。でも告白受けちゃってどうすんだよ、シュウ。
大丈夫シュウ君。息切れがすごいけど。
I'm fine. I think. But
でもこれでシュウも一人前の壁ドンマスターかな。女の気持ちも知り尽くしたシュウは無敵の役者だ。
迫真の演技だったね、キリエ。
oh no. This is bad. Real bad. I really did fall in love with her. Even though she's back to normal, I can't seem to stop my heart from racing at the sight of her. Overwhelmed by joy and regret, I find myself in an absent-minded daze for the rest of the shoot. And 12. Blep. Where's Kyrie in your ranking? Kyrie is like 3rd. Still doesn't beat Sakuya and Yune. But I think I'm gonna end it off there for today. So how the fuck not? Because she is best girl. Okay, she had 1 scene. She had 2 scenes. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Thank you for lurking. Thank you for chatting. If you enjoyed, a follow would be appreciated. And if you want to support me even further, you could always subscribe. I like the dominance of Kyrie. I know you did. Tomorrow, I will be playing my Tetsu. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. And I will see you guys again next time. Bye-bye.